what's up, YouTube? So I had to come inside because the noise was just not gonna stop. So I wanted to talk to you guys today in this video concerning electricity. It's been in the news recently, and you guys can Google it. You guys can do whatever you want. However, this is where we're at. We're talking about electricity, and as we approach the heat of the summer months, it is definitely something that we want to consider and think about and prepare for. Now, here in my hand, I have a Kindle. Now, I have some, what would you call, would you want to categorize them as survival or prepping books? Sure, but I also have some books that I just enjoy reading on here. Maybe we'll talk about that at some point, but let's just say that your power's out and these are just not available. Now, you do have to think about what it was like before audiobooks, before Kindles, before reading on that Kindle app on your phone, your iPhone, or the other one. That's what I want to talk to you guys about, and to really consider, do I need to get them before it's too late? We had an opportunity to go to our local thrift store and take a look at what they have, but we also had some things that we had already in our library. And then when I thought about this, I got on Amazon and I said, Prime delivery, yes please. Okay, so I just want to highlight just a couple of books. I'm not saying, let me be perfectly clear. I pulled these off my shelf in no particular order, and I am also not saying that these books are the end-all be-all. What I want you to do, you're in a different part of the country, you're in a different part of the region than I am, and you have to do what's best for you in your situation, okay? Sorry about that. I realized that I put my hand in front of the phone in such a way that this gimbal, this new tool that I have, it registers that as a gesture, and it will start to follow me along. But for this video, I don't want it to do that because I will be showing you books. Again, it's a learning curve. But here's something, and as you can see first, here is that it's ripped. It's more like not even ripped, it's chewed up by a dog, I think. And this one here, I've had this for a long time. I got this free a long time ago, but it's a fun read. I took it. It's the Ultimate Survival Manual. 333 skills that will get you out alive. And if nothing screams survival more than 33 skills that will get you out alive, way to go, Outdoor Life for marketing. But, it's number 78. I just happened to open this because, again, it is falling apart. But number 78 shows you a big piece of bacon, but it says how to banish a botfly. Now, if you guys do not know what a botfly is, I'm not gonna say stop this video, but after this one, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can come back easily on the next upload. But search for botfly. You'll be quite amazed on what it is, and any preconceived notion on what you thought it was, you'd have no clue what it is, okay? Just be forewarned. How to keep household items steady in an earthquake. There's 331 other ways to survive, but I recommend this one. This is definitely a good book to have. Now, why do I recommend these books? Again, as I go through these, you might not have electricity for long periods of time. So I'm not talking about just brownouts where it's going to be, dark for maybe 7 to 10 hours. You have bigger things to worry about during that time. You need to worry about your refrigerator, your freezer. Can you heat your home without electricity? This is more of for longer periods of time that you do not have electricity. Now, you might be thinking, Matt, what are the chances of that happening? Well, let me put it to you like this, is at some point they said, we might want to consider, what if we get into a fender bender? Okay, well, here we go. We have seatbelts now. Now, what if there's a little bit more of a fender bender at higher rates of speed? Well, now you have airbags. Now we just you drive around in a floating cloud, in a bubble. Okay, so the same thing is, you don't really think about it until you really need it. And this is something where you won't necessarily resort to it. You're gonna look on Google, you're gonna look on YouTube, GoobTube, until you need it, until you don't have those things accessible to you. Here's another thing. This is just how to build, just different storage projects. As preppers, it's not just food and water. It's those things that you might need or require different parts of storage. This is something, Family Handyman, I must have had this. What date is this? 2013, so, okay, now this one I highly recommend. Out of any book that I show you today, this is one that I think that every prepper or every survivalist needs to have on their shelf. It's John Seymour, The Self-Sufficient Life and How to Live It, the classic back to basics guide to going off the grid. Now, I'm not suggesting or even insinuating that you guys need to be living off of the grid, but if you want to know some stuff, if you want to know survival stuff, if you want to know how to live off the grid on, here back to bacon, how to process a pig, you can do that. Oh, the top of the page, he has his head. The bottom of the page, not so much anymore. And it continues on the different parts of the, irrigation, different parts to how to survive. And this is a fantastic book. I did get this one off of Amazon, and it's a little bit pricier than like these other ones. Family Handyman, I think, was I found it a long time ago, and it was dirt cheap. This one, it looks new because it is new, and it's on the back. It says $35 in American and USA dollars, but Canada's 45. So wherever you're watching in the world, I don't know. They might have it for a different price once you get to Amazon. But once you are done, I'm gonna let you write that down. It's called John Seymour. Here, I'm gonna let you just look at it. The Self-Sufficient, I'm trying to read it backwards, Life and How to Live, blah, 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 off the, and then write down there, foreword by that person, John Seymour. All right, so that's the book out of anything you need to get. Also, this one is gonna be for your square foot gardening. Now, in a previous video, I talked about how I really loved our square foot garden. And this was a huge, huge reason as to why. So square foot gardening, that is the book I recommend. We've had this for quite some time. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon or perhaps even your local thrift store because it's been out that long. It's a great book, and it will tell you not only what square foot gardening is, but it will give you recommendations on different ways to build them, and then the different soils that you need if you make your own, or if you go to your local hardware store or your local garden center to find a particular kind of soil. Very helpful. That would be my second one. Well, I'll just say that's a very important book. So if you want that, go check it out. Square Foot Gardening, Grow More and Less. Some of you guys have already heard of it. It's Mel Bartholomew. It's a very well-known book when it comes to square foot gardening. And this was I don't want to say necessarily that it's a prepper or any kind of emergency survival book, but I'm going to show it to you as a bonus. Even though I have one left, so it's not really a bonus. It's more of just what I happen to like. It's the Total Gun Manual. It's different different options, different calibers, talks about a lot of different things. And so as preppers, as somebody who wants to be prepared, you also have to think about and consider the different ways to defend what you have, defend your family, defend yourself. I'm not suggesting that you do anything and by showing you that book. However, me, I like it. All right, and this last one that I want to, again, no particular order, no personal preference except for that self-sufficient one. I did say that should be the one that as soon as you're done, go buy that. You'll be very happy. You'll be very blessed on the information that is in there. This one is called Seed to Seed, and so seed saving and growing techniques for vegetable gardens. So I would put this right next to the square foot gardening. Why? Is because without food, you're not going to live, right? I mean, we know that we need food to survive. And this goes through all the different ways. It's a lot of reading. A lot of people like different books if it's just pictures. Well, this has not only recommendations on the different parts of planting to do, dependent on your area, it just gives you a wealth of information on how to grow, how to keep, how to preserve. And so that is what I recommend. Now, I know that in your area, you might not, need to worry about possible blackouts or brownouts, but think of the age and think of the stability or vulnerability of our power grid. It is an old, I don't want to say technology, but I mean, really, when you think about it's still old. I mean, we're not that far removed from the very beginning on how we did the power grid. And so what would it take to really, let's just say if it was wiped out for whatever reason, it ain't coming back soon, okay? That's where these books will be a benefit to you, because you cannot think, well, I'm just going to wait until Google comes back online in a couple hours and I'll check there. We're talking longer term. When I think of seed to seed, I'm thinking this is going to be for a season. This is going to be where you're going to need to have some information, where you're going to need to have some knowledge on different applications, because analog is what's available. Digital is not. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. Like I said, this is just one dad's opinion on different books. But until then, enjoy your Kindle, get your reading material, but also consider, look at your bookshelf and say, I could probably use something that will help me be a little more self-sufficient. All right, so let me know down here in the comments if there's any other books that you would get or what you would recommend for me buying, because look, I'm not perfect. I'm just like you. I am here and I want to learn and I want to grow, and I think we're going to do that together. And the only way that we're going to do it together to make sure that you see the videos each time is to hit that subscribe button and maybe even considering hitting that notification bell. All right? But until then, be blessed.